Howdy folks, and welcome back to 50 Nautical Mile Arc. It's a stormy morning, almost 6 a.m. And this flight was supposed to be an island hopping flight in Indonesia. I found some airports in SkyVector, for example, Whiskey Indigo Delta Oscar. Forgot to check them in the sim. They don't exist in the sim. So I did find a Whiskey Indigo Delta Mike, which is on SkyVector, on the Rau Islands in Indonesia. So I loaded it in the sim because it existed. It put me here, which is not Indonesia. So I pulled up the map and found the Kilo Oscar Tango Mike. Seeing the kilo means we're in the United States. And I Googled what that airport code was. And we are in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. So you may have noticed I didn't do a lower third for this flight because I didn't want you to see where we are. So we're somewhere in Iowa, Ottawamna or something. Not sure. And like, instead of redoing this flight and planning because my time is limited, I'm like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just drop the plane in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, and we'll fly. And I'll pick an airport and decide to land after like 20 minutes of flight or something. So very unusual today. Normally my flight plans are pretty precise, but I don't know what to tell you. So I have to be a little more careful because I like to pick obscure airports. So I'll find a place in SkyVector, I'll plot the perfect flight, and then I forget sometimes to check the simulator. I often do check the simulator, especially because my nav data is out of date. So I do often check it. It's just today for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't check it. And my time is so limited. If I were to redo my planning right now, you wouldn't get a video today. It'd be another 3 weeks or something before I get a video. So we're going to fly anyway. I don't know where we're going yet. We're just going to hop in the plane and go. Maybe we'll consider this like a test flight or something. Maybe there's a new pilot. He needs to get used to the airplane before he does a commercial flight. I guess that can be our storyline. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it'll be. So here we go. Let's hop inside. What do we need to do first? We got to make sure that the parking brake is set. And it is. Fuel and payload. And here we do through here. It's weight and balance. And it's so nice being 1440p because I can see my entire menu. We're going to have no passengers and no cargo because it's just an empty flight. We'll keep the fuel the way it is. It's not overload or underload or anything. We'll just keep the way it is. Remove the control lock, which you click down here if I remember correctly. When do I shut the doors? Back there. Okay. Battery switch. Small overhead. Switch the battery to flash. That's super fun. DC master comes on. Remove the GPU, which means we have to come back here and remove GPU. Where are you? Off. Alrighty, close that up. Position, anti-collision, and strobe lights on. Anti-collision, position, and strobes on. Fasten seatbelt and smoking are already on. As are some of these cool little lights you can do, because this is super fun. I like that. I did notice in some of these models, because you get 4 airplanes when you buy one, you get all 4 types. You can turn those on without external power. Anyway, that's okay. Emergency lights to arm. Where is that? How come I don't remember? Here we go, emergency. Oh yeah, up is down in this one sometimes. Is that? There we go. Arm. All right. Seeper GPS. It turns on now, apparently. We'll turn the rest of the stuff on, although we're not going to use it. Alrighty. We were going to follow an NDB if my Indonesia flight worked out. I will replan that flight. I'm just going to check the sim before I start hitting record. Flight plan, none. We're just going to fly and see where we go. Middle of nowhere, Iowa, just south of Des Moines, I think. I guess we could go to Des Moines. Should we? Should we go to Des Moines? I don't know how far away that is from us. Look at all that AI aircraft. Let's do a quick little ferry flight to KDSM. I don't know what it is, but that's where we're going to go. What is it? Des Moines. Oh, look at that. See, I know more about Iowa than I think. Let's go to KDSM. The visual landing, or no, maybe we'll put in an approach. Let's see, KDSM. Let's throw that in here. First of all, let's undo this flight plan quickly and put in. So yeah, the sim, when I put in Whiskey Indigo Delta Mike, it brought us to Mike Oscar 83. Whatever that means. Oh, no. Back out, please. It's the inside one? No, it's outside. I was on the outside one, wasn't I? Big arrow. Thank you. So what is it? Kilo Delta Sierra Mike, I think it was. There it is. Des Moines. When we're in the air, we will load a flight plan and approach if we can, because this is a pilot who has to learn the plane. So let's go direct there right now. What do we got? 83 nautical miles. Okay, that's okay. It'll be about for this airplane. What is that? 40 minutes or so. But then we have to add the approach. I'm not even going to guess. Okay, flight plan. Simple enough. Tune radios, instruments. There isn't anything to tune. What's this down here? Let's get this on standby. There you go. Okay, altimeter barometer. Yes, world weather is turned on. It's realistic enough that we can fly here. Oops, that's the plane. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Altimeter 2981. 298. Let's see, that'd be 8. So there's 8, 1. 220 at 6. So we really want to take off on runway 22 or close as we can. We're on 5. We've already failed our test because we're going to take off with a tailwind. But I'm not turning us around and reloading the sim. So we're going to take off on runway 5 and just take a lot more runway than we need. I mean, you do have to take off with a tailwind sometimes if you only have a one-way in, one-way out. Oh, I forgot to do my... I'm going to turn that lens flare off. Hang on. All right, there we go. So I updated SkyMaxx Pro to 4.8.0. I forgot to do it. Actually, I'll just show you what my settings are. Why not? We already have a strange flight. Let's do it. Where is it? SkyMaxx Pro. Configure clouds. There. That's what I did. Maximum coverage area, because I can. We'll still get like 50 to 90 frames per second, whatever. I don't care. Max that out. Doesn't matter here, but it does matter in like the B1900. Puff rotation. Don't care about that. Got raised off. Don't care. We used to be able to select 6 different types of cirrus. You can't anymore. Fine with me. Cloud reflection of water, of course. Lens flare off. Cloud shadows, yes. I like about 72 to 77. And max blending. You need that sometimes in the mountains. There we go. We're still going to get insane frame rates, so I don't care. All right. Test the caution lights, it says. Where's that? Caution light. No, it's this one. I'm confusing my aircraft. That's a problem when you fly like 15 different aircraft and you do them in different ways. There. Testing the lights, making sure they all work. And we're going to bring it to dim. Because it's nighttime. Actually, the sun will rise. Let's keep it dim. All right, close baggage door and all that stuff. So we need to come down here and open our book and then hop outside and move the book so we can see the cool animations because somebody puts a lot of work into this. I like to appreciate every detail. Front baggage door closed. Back baggage door closed. Close that up. What is next? Close the cockpit doors. Co-pilot, he's already strapped in. He's been strapped in before he even showed up. He's petrified. Close the passenger doors, which I've forgotten to do before. We take off and it closes itself. All right, let's get ready. Fuel boost. Boom. On. What do we got? Fuel levers forward. That's this one. Throttles quarter. That's this one. Both engine igniters, which is always on for some reason. I don't know why. But in this model, they're always on. Flick engine start to the left. And do we have any engine? Oh, yes. And it's coming out of the left speaker quite loudly. So we'll let that spool up. Keep an eye on the gauges. And, of course, you can look out the window and see it spinning. Right. Okay. Back up here. No, back up here. Flick to the right. And we should hear spin up. Check your gauges. And to settle down. Can we see the engine spinning from back here? You can. Alrighty, generators reset and then on. So now we can go down and then on. Oops, reset, up one. There we go. Reset, up one. There we go. Engine igniters off. There we go. Air bleed on. Where are you? You're right here. There you go. Temperature and climate control. It's a cold morning. Let's heat this thing up. And warm. There we go. Yeah. De-icer because you can. Turn everything to auto. And pitot heat. I stopped saying pitot heat. It was an inside joke, but it's been buried so deeply now that it doesn't make any sense. So pitot heat. Make sure all warnings and cautions are out. They are. I did something right. Taxi lights can come on. Where are you? Right there. And props forward as needed. Okay. Props forward as needed. Right. Okay. What do you do to taxi here? Nothing. We just go to the end of the runway. We're at the end of the runway. Taxi. Boom. Taxi done. Okay. Let's see here. Flaps 10. Flaps 10. There we go. Test reversers. We're not going to right now. Was that a wind gust that just blew us? General entrance lighting can come off so that everybody's eyes adjust in case we crash. They can see the exits. Taxi lights can come off. Landing lights can come on. There we go. We're just going through a checklist blindly without thinking, apparently. Start the clock. Props forward. It's going to torque a little bit, I think. Oh, yes. Start the clock. I think it's... I can't see that far. Mode start. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's do this to CDI in case I do decide to GPS for sightseeing. That usually makes things simple. What is 83 nautical miles? We're not getting much higher than like 5,000 feet. Parking brake off. Let's see. Huge tailwind. Still shouldn't take too long. Actually, I should probably use more flaps because I got a tailwind. Use less runway because we're going to use a ton of runway like this. That's okay. Let's see if we make it. Yeah, we're good. It's going to take off itself, isn't it? Yep, it's already up. There we go. And it wants to go to the right, probably because of the wind. Remember, you have a little breeze, and X-Plane thinks it's a hurricane. Flaps coming in. There we go. We're trimmed perfectly. Step on the brakes to get those wheels to stop spinning. Have a peek at this gorgeous scenery. If you've never been to Iowa in real life, you should. Iowa is not farm country. Iowa is gorgeous. I've driven through Iowa many times, coming from like Nebraska, go through Iowa to get up to Minneapolis or something. And it is absolutely gorgeous to drive through. All right. See all the haze and stuff because they cranked up that that train blending. Beautiful. Beautiful lighting. Everything is beautiful. Do not need to worry about engine management. I do have my tree lines and farms installed. That's why along the highways you see the tree lines. And that's why you see farms. Free add-on by the person who says the version 3, version 4 mesh. Okay. We're still hand flying. And we may use autopilot. We should use autopilot. Just so our person gets a test. But I often screw up autopilot. So right now we have a very poor climb rate. It's not steep enough, but I really don't care. Let's see. Checking my after takeoff checklist. Nothing, it's just approach. So let's follow our GPS manually for a minute. Let's stay below the cloud line, I guess. Or maybe we'll tease the clouds a little. I guess we can consider this IFR. Oh yes, we also have to put in an approach. So let's see if I can figure this out, this autopilot. Let's do nav. Should get us to the GPS. Okay. And I want to do this alt. Let's stay at, what do we want to do? Let's do 6,000. I think I do alt alert. Yes. And then as far as climb goes, we want to use IAS hold. And we're going way too fast. So let's see if it'll let us. See, that doesn't let us do that. I think you have to go like IS first or something. Let's slow us down by increasing our climb rate. And then hit IS and see if it'll keep that climb rate. It's kind of goofy. And I haven't figured out if it's me or the sim, to be honest. It's just kind of goofy. Okay, it held us at 130, which is we want to be, what was it? Oh, I don't have my climb rate written down. It's under 100. It's like 97 or something. Why do I have that written down? I have everything else written down. Anyway, Yeah, it's working. I don't know why it's working. It's going better than the Cessna in the previous video. It's working. We're going to keep everything full speed ahead because there's no engine management to worry about on this aircraft. We're going to tease these clouds. What are we at? 5,000? Let's not go to 6,000. Let's go to 55. Let's go to 54. 53. There we go. Should level us off. There. Just at the base of the clouds, just because it looks absolutely gorgeous on the sunrise of a morning. That is not snow. There we go. That looks much better. Okay. Now we only have 77 miles, and that's going to come down very quickly. So let's figure out our destination weather and what approach we want to use, because we do not have a tower. If we had a tower, it would tell us what approach to use, and we put in our GPS, and everybody would be happy. We don't have that luxury, so we need to figure this out ourselves. So wind right now, it could change by the time we get there. 250 at 5. So 250, make it runway 25 or close as we can. They have a runway 23. So let's see what we can do if we can do a runway 23. And if I have to pull up a sky vector on another computer to see which fixes we want to use, I will. How is the weather looking? I think we're missing some scenery. That is really blending weird. Maybe I should... It's because of the cloud shadows. See how that side's fine? Let me show you. See how that blends super weird? When that only happens at dawn and dusk. Early morning, early night, it does weird stuff on the ground because of cloud shadows. But over here it's fine, right? Because the sun is to our right. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of that while I can, because let's do a couple screenshots here. There we go. But if you go towards the sun, see how it looks terrible? It's just because of the low sun. That as the sun climbs, it gets better. So I just look away from the sun in those situations. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get our... Oh, this is so distracting. And the sounds and the way it looks, and our landing lights are still on. Let's keep them on. Alright, let's see here. Let's do an approach. You hit a procedure. And you select an approach. I'm talking like I know what I'm doing. We want to do runway 23 GPS. Oh, this doesn't have click or mouse wheel support. 23 GPS. Because that's as closest to 250. Hit enter. Which fix? Okay, I gotta Google this quick on another computer. I'll be right back. So if using my brain, I would put two and two together and realize we don't have a choice. We have one option, and that's Iowa DSM's airport. So it's going to be a sharp turn to the left, but that's one we got to use. And we're going to actually activate it because we're so close. So let's activate this. Oh, why is it doing a hold? Don't do that. This is where I get screwed up. Let's skip the hold and go to Herky. No, we don't want to go to Herky. Okay, the reason it's doing this is because I looked at the chart, there is a hold at Iowa. We don't want to go to Herky, though. Maybe what we'll do... Whoops. Is we will go to the hold. Yeah, see, there's the hold. I think when we get close to the hold, we'll just go direct to Herky. Why haven't I thought of that before? Because that hold is Iowa. And it's just, the sim just does it weird. So we will wait till we get closer, and then we'll just go direct to Herky. Perfect. VNav, I don't have the chart in front of me anymore. I'm not... Yes, I should get the vertical altitude. And if I seem unprepared, keep in mind, I was prepared for a flight in Indonesia, not Des Moines, Iowa. So that's why things are kind of herky-jerky, but it's working out pretty well. Alright, so we want to be at 3,100 feet at the hold. We want to be at 2,600 feet at Herky. So let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do, what is it, 2,600 feet. Don't mind the mouse clicks. 2,600 feet at... Actually, no, let's do this. We haven't done it this way before. Let's do, can I go backwards? Oh, backwards. Come on. Let's do 6. Because 6 nautical miles before Herky is, the the hold. So we're actually going to change our altitude as well. So we're going to go, now we can do 3100. 3100 before Herky. Oh, Iowa is in there. It's not though, because it's a hold. Herky. Add 800 feet per minute, because that's just what I use. There. Come down in 18 minutes. Boom. Piece of cake. Sometimes I feel like I might know what I'm doing. Alright, and then, because we're going to cut the corner, well, maybe we should use... See, I don't know what I'm doing. Because we're going to cut the corner, this isn't going to be valid. Let's go back to the original plan. Alright, so this will be at Herky. There. Come down in 19 minutes. Okay, and that's our decision, something to do, and we land. Hopefully. Hopefully we land. Okay. Yeah, good. So like I said, as we get closer, we don't want this to throw us in a hold, because we'll end up who knows where. We'll just do a direct to Herky and skip the hold. That's the plan. Okay. Now we've missed so much sightseeing, it's probably not even funny. Oh, it's raining now. That's exciting. Okay. 25 minutes into this video, give or take, some editing. And we're finally going to do some sightseeing. 12 minutes into the flight, we're finally going to look out the window. By trying to incorporate as much into the sim as I can, it's fun to do flight plans using the GPS instead of by hand or looking them up and getting lost and figuring out what we're going to do. And so far, we survived. So, there we go. Have some sightseeing. I will check in with you, I don't know, when it's time to go direct to Herky. Alright, so we're actually going to reach top of descent before we reach the point where we're going to flip over to Herky. So, we're going to just have a quick peek around out the windows because it's absolutely gorgeous. Don't have any passengers to enjoy this, but that's okay. We'll just enjoy it best as we can ourselves. Oh, of course, as soon as I say that, the clouds roll in and we can't see anything. I wanted to show you what I was watching while I was waiting for our time to catch up. Anyway, it's about time to come down because what's going to happen is when we go to Herky, which we'll do at, go Alpha 38, we'll flip over to Herky. Let's change. So I think if I remember how to do this, you bring this down to what you want it to be. It won't let me go below. There it is, 26. There we go. And then we hit Alt Alert, and then IS, and then by bringing the throttle back, it should keep us at 155. Thus, it'll descend. But it takes a while to respond. So it should start pointing down. Yeah, there we go. See 1500 descent to speed us back up, and then should level off. Then I'll use throttle. And I don't want to do MDA. That's minimum descent altitude. That means the airplane will never go lower than that. Even if you have autopilot off, it'll catch you there. We don't want that. So we just want to do Alt Alert, which is not doing. Why not? There we go. 2600. But it'll use IES to bring us down there because I brought the throttles back. Okay, I think I got it. And time now to flip over to Herky. Let's go to our flight plan. And let's go direct to Herky and screw everything up. And yeah, now we don't want to descend, it says. Too bad, so sad. We're descending. And then that should bring us right in. So let's give a little bit more throttle so that we don't descend very much because it wants us to not descend yet. So we'll level off a little bit. Let's bring those throttles back in. And then we should be good to go. Simple as that. Alright, we do have time to do sightseeing. We have a minute and a half to do sightseeing. Let's do a little bit of sightseeing, and I'll catch you back in about 30 seconds or so. Wow, it looks like we're going to go right over the main part of Des Moines. This is really cool. And there's downtown up there too. I did not expect to see this. So this is really exciting. Who thought we would see downtown Des Moines, Iowa in the simulator? I never thought that would happen. So this is awesome. We do have to keep up on what we're doing though. 18 seconds till we turn. It says don't descend yet, so we're not descending. And then we'll begin descending. There it goes. Say bye to the city. We're turning away from it, and then this should bring us right to the airport. There is the runway, just like it's supposed to be. That's amazing. I love when things work the way they're supposed to. But we haven't landed yet. Alright, so are you sure we shouldn't descend yet? Because now we descend. I was going to say, so let's bring back throttles. In fact, let's just kill autopilot altogether, because we have to descend in a hurry, and we got to slow way down and all this stuff. So let's do some sightseeing. No, but we're going to. I want to look at downtown Des Moines as we fly by. Look at that. There you go, everybody who lives there. I'm not sure how many of my viewers live in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. But there it is. One more shot out the window. Now we got to fly a plane. So here we go. Back. Oh, and it's windy. I forgot we had real world weather turned on, so it's blowing us all over the place. So we're going to have a slight crosswind from the right, I believe. Not enough to worry about a crosswind landing too much unless we get a gust, which we will not going to get in the simulator. At least not a reasonable one. So let's see. We can turn all this stuff off because it bugs me looking at it. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. We're still white on the pappy, so let's have a comfortable descent. It's still early morning. The lights are still on. Let's keep our speed up, though. Let's keep that speed up. We don't want to slow down too much yet. Landing lights are on the whole time because we are below the cloud line. Otherwise, approach at 100 knots, touchdown at 75 with flaps 30. So here we go. Let's get our approach set up. 100 knots, flaps 20. We're moving too fast right now. I'm really nervous this simulator is going to crash. All right, there we go. Flaps 20. Increase the throttle because it's going to make us drag like crazy. There we go. Whoa. This thing is so bouncy. Bounces around so much. I don't even think we need to do flaps 30. We're just going to keep our speed like this. And bring the throttles back so we descend because we keep bouncing too high. Plenty of runway for this aircraft. We do have reversers, although sometimes it makes you pop a wheelie. It does. It's funny. I have plenty of videos where we're popping wheelies with reversers. It's hilarious. Aim for those numbers. And watch that speed. We don't want to lose speed yet. We're getting kind of slow. Pitch down for speed but throttle so we don't crash into the ground. Aim for those numbers. And who cares about the TDZ? We are going to just ride this out and let it land itself. Hopefully the simulator doesn't crash. I don't know why it's doing that. Must have had a gust of wind. Oh my. This is hard to control when the simulator does that. What is going on? What is going on? Alright, here we go. Let this... What the heck? Let it land itself. Land itself. Come on. There we go. And boom. Can't even tell we're down. Nose wheel down gently. Gently. Wind is going crazy. Reverses because we have them. Reverses because we have them. And I guess the wind is going to blow us this way. Good. Okay. Simple enough. We'll take this exit. All right. On those brakes. That was awesome. Love it. All right, let's come over here and stop just past the stop line and regroup because we don't have a co-pilot to help us out. Well, we do, but we're the one doing the test. All right, let's stop right here a second. Set the parking brake. Stop our clock. 37:12 or so is at that one. There we go. All right, turn on the cabin lights so people could collect their belongings if we had anybody, but we don't. Turn the landing lights off, turn the taxi lights on. So come over here and then go over here. And taxi. All right, where are we going in this airplane here to taxi? I don't know the airport, obviously, at all. Let's see. Let's go back towards the tower. That's where the flight school would be, I think. I don't really know. I'm just saying that. Yeah, let's just turn around, head towards the tower, and then we'll see how this goes, I guess. Bring props back to a taxi position. I think, does it say taxi up there? No, it just says feather. Turn around, I guess, yeah, come back through here. And I'm going to head towards that tower, and I will meet you there. All right, I see our destination here. Right, we're going to just go right into this parking lot area. Actually, you can't really see where I'm aiming. I'll show you here. But I turn on my frame rate thing for a second. And I'm still getting like 45 frames per second. And it's still doing the weird jittery thing. So I don't know what that was. If that was some type of... Actually, let's go back here. If that was some type of weather update or something. Don't know what's going on. But it did make for kind of a difficult landing. But we still got it. Still had a good landing. I think that's like a fire station right there, actually. Yeah, let's go back through here. Reset my view. Zipping right along. Zippy zippy. Trying to park the plane. All right. Right here behind the flight school. We'll call this a flight school. I doubt it is. We're going to call it that. Let's stop right about here. And come inside. Set the parking brake and let's shut this thing down. All right, let's see here. Parking brake, taxi lights come off. What else? Props to feather. GPS and radios off. It doesn't turn off in this one for some of these things, I guess. That's okay. Turn that off as well. There we go. Fuel boost off. Fuel cutoff. Position and anti-collision lights off. GPU, let's get the GPU hooked up. And while we're here, we'll have them open the baggage doors for us. External power switch. So there's still power in the back. Generators off. Come here. Come on. Generators off. Bleed air off. And fasten seatbelts can come off. We can adjust lighting if we wanted to. We can turn this off if we want to. Turn this off. Just depends how much detail we want here. Whoop, whoop. Off. Simple. That can come off. And DC master off. There we go. Someone's going to kick open the door and freak out. Cargo if you need it. Otherwise, there we go. Awesome. I loved it. Love that flight. Oh. My parking brake was set. I heard it click. But it's still, he's still rolling. The poor test pilot, just not his day, was it? Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the flight. It was kind of fun getting lost. Never thought I'd fly to Des Moines, Iowa. There's the skyline peeking over the clouds. But anyway, if you're a big subscriber, thank you for getting support. If you found by accident, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. If you have a suggestion or a request. Wow, that sim crashed for a second, but we're still here. If you have a suggestion or a request of your own, let me know in the comments, and I will put it up on my list. Otherwise, I enjoy the flight. I have no idea what we're doing next. I got to plan a few more flights, but wherever that's going to be, wherever the sim decides to put us, I'll catch you on the next one.